fisherman who wisheth so much to hear thee." Thereupon she took the lute and struck the strings, after she had screwed them tight and tuned them, and sang these improvised verses: The fawn of a maid hent her lute in hand, and her music made us right mettlesome, for her song gave hearing to ears stone deaf, while "Brava! Brava!" exclaimed the dumb. Then she played again, and played so ravishingly that she charmed their wits and burst out improvising and singing these couplets: You have honoured us visiting this our land, and your splendour illumined the glooms that blent: So 'tis due that for you I perfume my place with rose water, musk, and the camphor scent. Hereupon the Caliph was agitated and emotion so overpowered him that he could not command himself for excess of pleasure, and he exclaimed, "By Allah, good! By Allah, good! By Allah, good!" Asked Nur al Din, "O fisherman, doth this damsel please thee?" And the Caliph answered, "Ay, by Allah!" Whereupon said Nur al Din, "She is a gift to thee, a gift of the generous who repenteth him not of his givings and who will never revoke his gift." Then he sprang to his feet and taking a loose robe, threw it over the fisherman and bade him receive the damsel and be gone. But she looked at him and said, "O my lord, art thou faring forth without farewell? If it must be so, at least stay till I bid thee good bye and make known my case." And she began versifying in these verses: When love and longing and regret are mine, must not this body show of ills a sign? My love, say not, thou soon shalt be consoled: When state speaks state, none shall allay my pine. If living man could swim upon his tears, I first should float on waters of these Eyne. O thou, who in my heart infusedst thy love, as water mingles in the cup with wine, this was the fear I feared, this parting blow, O thou, whose love my heart core ne'er shall tine. O Bin Khákán, my thought, my hope, my will, O thou, whose love this breast make wholly thine! Against thy lord the King thou sinnedst for me, and wentst exile in lands peregrine. Allah ne'er make my lord repent my loss! To cream o' men thou gavest me one right dine. When she had ended her verses, Nur al Din answered her with these lines: She bade me farewell on our parting day, and she wept in the fire of our bane and pains. What wilt thou do when fro' thee I'm gone? Quoth I, say this, to whom life remains. When the Caliph heard her saying in her verse, To Karim, the cream of men, thou gavest me, his inclination for her redoubled and it seemed a hard matter and a grievous to part them; so quoth he to the youth, "O my lord, truly the damsel said in her verses that thou didst transgress against her master and him who owned her: so tell me, against whom didst thou transgress, and who is it hath a claim on thee?" "By Allah, O fisherman," replied Nur al Din, "there befel me and this damsel a wondrous tale and a marvellous matter, and 'twere graven with needle gravers on the eye corners, it would be a warner to whoso would be warned." Cried the Caliph, "Wilt thou not tell me thy story and acquaint me with thy case? Haply it may bring thee relief, for Allah's aid is ever near hand." "O fisherman," said Nur al Din, "wilt thou hear our history in verse or in prose?" "Prose is a wordy thing, but verses," rejoined the Caliph, "are pearls on a string." Then Nur al Din bowed his head and made these couplets: "O my friend, reft of rest no repose I command, and my grief is redoubled in this far land. Erst I had a father, a kinder ne'er was, but he died and to death paid the deodand. When he went from me every matter went wrong, till my heart was nigh broken, my nature unmanned. He bought me a handmaid, a sweeting who shamed, a wand of the willow by Zephyr befanned. I lavished upon her mine heritage, and spent like a nobleman puissant and grand. Then to sell her compelled, my sorrow increased; the parting was sore, but I mote not gainstand. Now as soon as the crier had called her their bid, a wicked old fellow, a fiery brand, so I raged with a rage that I could not restrain, and snatched her from out of his hireling's hand. When the angry curmudgeon made ready for blows and the fire of a fight kindled he and his band, I smote him in fury with right and with left, and his hide till well satisfied, curried and tanned. Then in fear I fled forth and lay hid in my house, to escape from the snares which my foeman had spanned. So the King of the country proclaimed my arrest, when access to me a good Chamberlain fand, and warned me to flee from the city afar, disappear, disappoint what my enemies planned. Then we fled from our home 'neath the wing of the night, and sought us a refuge by Baghdad's strand. Of my riches I've nothing on thee to bestow, O fisher, except the fair gift thou hast scanned, the loved of my soul; and when I from her part, know for sure that I give thee the blood of my heart." When he had ended his verse the Caliph said to him, "O my lord Nur al Din, explain to me thy case more fully." So he told him the whole story from beginning to end, and the Caliph said to him, "Whither dost thou now intend?" "Allah's world is wide," replied he. Quoth the Caliph, "I will write thee a letter to carry to the Sultan Mohammed bin Sulayman al Zayni, which when he readeth he will not hurt nor harm thee in aught."—And Shahrazad perceived the dawn of the day and ceased saying her permitted say. End of Project Gutenberg's The Book of a Thousand Nights and a Night, Volume 2.